Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of SPP Sick Jam Sundays, or whatever the fuck we're gonna call this. Probably Sick Jam Sundays. Zero Google results to its name. In this show, we're gonna listen to an album, a few of us, not all of us, but a few of us, and we're gonna talk about it. What did we listen to today, Graf?
We listened to Instant Pig by Clazziquai Project.
It was really easy to listen to. You just had to, like, you grab your kettle and then you put some water in the kettle and then you turn it on and you wait for the water to boil. And then you pour it into a bowl and then you put the Instant Pig into the bowl and there you have it. There's Instant
Pig. That's exactly
Pig.
what it is.
I've been waiting all day to make this joke.
Of course.
No, it is what it feels like. So it is Clazziquai is a band from South Korea, and the album came out in 2004.
It sounds like it came out in 2004. The album cover looks like it came out in 2004.
That is true.
Yeah.
On discogs.com, it is listed as electronic for the genre and future jazz as the style.
Anything that combines future jazz and electronic will be my jam.
Yeah, this is a very LemonTart album.
It definitely is. I have a pretty long history with this band. I got into them roughly like 7-8 years ago. And I got into them through a Persona 5 fan-made trailer AMV that used one of their songs. Link in the description.
Yeah.
Please watch it. It's a great time capsule. It has some Vocaloid credits.
Yeah, it's so good. We just watched it together.
Yeah. So basically, there was a point in my life where I sort of like moved away from rock music and started getting into more funky jazzy stuff. And I got into Persona and Clazziquai Project at the same time, more or less, which made me enjoy that music a lot more. So this sort of like urban electro-funky stuff really resonates with me, and it's always been one of my favorite genres. Clazziquai as a band does a ton of different stuff, but a lot of it is influenced by jazz and funk and bossa nova. And I like a lot of their albums. This is their first album, and it's full of really polished bangers and really weird experimental shit that they were doing just to have fun. But yeah, I like it.
And also,
you guys like it.
And also the first Pig album.
It's the first Pig album, but it is not the last Pig album.
Not by a long shot.
Not even by a lot. I'm actually gonna count. Okay, 1, 2...
Can you talk about...
there's 7 Pig albums.
About the track order at first? Because that's what confused me a little bit when I listened to it for the first time.
The track order? How so? Why was it confusing?
Because it's like... Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like structured... like it's one dancey track and then one like somber track.
Well...
And then that repeats.
Their main thing they do like in this album 3 kinds of songs. They do like Latin jazz, Spanishy guitar influenced, quick little dancey songs. Not like a dance track, like a disco track, but like a traditional salsa dancey sort of thing. Then they have the poppy disco dance tracks, and then they have smooth romantic ballads. And this album sort of like interpolates the 3 of them in a way that's a little bit jarring sometimes. You'll start off with a couple bangers and then immediately get put into a sad ballad and then put back up to a banger.
Yeah.
And then I'm fine with that part, but what's even more confusing is that like the last 5 songs or so are sort of one-off, off-kilter, weirder, experimental song. Not even experimental, but they're just way weirder than the other ones. Like, the other ones are stuff you would hear on the radio as a pop tune. The other stuff on the album is way more indie and strange.
Yeah, I get that. Like after Gentle Rain sounded like it could be the end of the album, but then they just decided to add 5 more songs because they felt like it.
I think originally it was. I remember downloading a copy of the album that ends at Gentle Rain, and then the rest appeared on Spotify right after them. That might be like bonus tracks or something, which makes sense.
On Spotify in 2004. But yeah.
But then Playgirl's in there, and Playgirl is like the best song ever made. She's a girl. She's a playgirl.
It is a pretty good song, but it does feel a lot more silly than the first 10 tracks.
Yeah,
so
it is very silly.
The best song was My Life.
My Life?
Yes, I think.
My Life is pretty good.
Yeah, it had the funny, dumb accordion melodies. It had the fucking Transistor OST intro. At some point, it just decided to reverse the drum loop sample for no reason mid verse. Yeah, and there was like a random silence. It was pretty sick.
Remember how the first verse has melodica and then the second verse has accordion, but they both do the same arpeggios?
Yeah. Actual quote from Lemon: "This is the dumbest song."
On the album.
No, that's not what you said.
Did I? I might have exaggerated just a little bit.
But yeah, so you said when we were listening to it together that the band was at that point one singer, like 2 singers, 1 guy, 1 girl, and a DJ.
Yeah. It's always been them, I think.
Oh, didn't they get more singers?
they have
No.
they have guest vocalists.
Sometimes they bring
sometimes, I think.
in guest artists. Like the guy that does the rapping in that one song from Blink.
So this is basically
They're a trio, yeah.
funky Korean Beastie Boys. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do really like how you can audibly notice how much fun they're having writing those songs, like with those, especially with like the percussion and the melodies.
Oh yeah, the percussion is all over the place, and the bass line. Like they're always just having so much fun with those 2 elements, even when the melody is a little bit more straightforward.
I did wish the bass lines were better. Like,
did you even hear them?
I heard them, but I was missing. There were not enough bass fills. Okay.
Not enough what?
Bass fills.
Bass. Fair enough. But also there are many, and I can think of them off the top of my head.
Yeah. I remember there being 2 Moe Jazz tracks.
They're two adjacent. Both of them are the same song, but with different lyrics and different like voice layering.
Yeah, so while listening to this, I mentioned the Moe Jazz album and how we might want to listen to that one at some point.
We definitely want to listen to that one.
And then Gentle Rain came on, and I thought I accidentally put
it was
the
Nova
first Moe
Bossa,
Jazz track on again. Yeah.
It
the other
was
one
Nova
was,
Bossa, but yeah.
I mean, I wrote down that the Gentle Rain intro was very Moe Jazz, and then Cat Bossa.
Cat Bossa.
Yeah. What else?
Well, besides the funny meme shit, this is an actually great album with a few really emotional tracks. After Love used to be one of my favorite sad mood songs. It's like really melancholy and heartbreaking almost. It never picks up. The whole song is really, really sad. And then you have stuff like what's the name?
You mean Stepping Out?
No, I'm thinking of another one of the ballady ones.
Really good
Tattoo
solo in the After Love remix, by the way.
Yeah, After Love X remix. That's a great solo at the end. I'm thinking of Sweetie, I think. Yeah, okay. Sweetie is super, super fun because most of the song is like a swingy rhythm with staccato violin in the background and like little voices going ha 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 ha. But then the chorus is super triumphant, and suddenly the melody gets like these really long notes over a rhythm that's way less syncopated. It's just like the drums going pa 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 pa. It's really really fun. It goes from like jumpy swingy rhythm into really beautiful soaring notes, and you have this duet by the main girl and the main guy going to the rhythm of the verses. It's just super playful but also really triumphant and beautiful, and I really like it.
Sweetie is one example of them liking to do like intros that are
the intro of
from
Sweetie is so
from
weird.
the rest of the song. Yeah, they did that in a couple tracks. And one other thing about Sweetie that I noticed is mixing wise, those staccato vocals that like sing the same melody to the chords or whatever. They're mixed like really loud, but you like don't notice them at all, and it adds to the groove so much, and it's really cool.
The whole song is basically the drum and the bass alternating notes for the whole verse, and then going simultaneously for the chorus, while the vocals mix and match or ignore those two rhythms. It's really cool.
Talking about rhythms stepping out.
Oh my god!
The first thing I noted was this shit slaps. I also wrote down chops, chops, chops. It had very cool processed vocal chops. And then a sick Jet Set Radio break with a lot of DJ scratching and stuff. And cool drums. Yeah. Big fan.
Another one that has
and also the
great
dumb
groove.
lyrics.
The dumb lyrics of Stepping Out are great. Most of the songs have pretty dumb lyrics.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
English one, at least.
I really like the bass in Come To Me. I think that's one of the better mixed songs. The bass is so fat and atmospheric. It's basically a really, really deep surrounding sound, especially with a like loud keyboard accompanying the bass. And the singing is so low and relaxed. It's such a nice feeling.
Yeah, I really like the dancey kicks and the choppy snares in that track, and also
the
it
syncopation
had some really,
with the snares.
really soft hi-hats.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about, because like it starts off really smooth and with sort of discordant harmonies that are like apathetic and rebellious, but then it goes into another chorus that's also pretty triumphant. And the chorus just has this great, like I said earlier, syncopation with the hi-hats and the bass drum and the bass guitar. It goes like a shooting star with
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so catchy. The voice just fills in the empty spaces of the beats so well. Damn.
I guess we're just listing off stuff.
Yeah.
I guess
that we noted.
This is an album review.
I just wanted to say that I actually really like the way it puts really what's the word? Damn it. The less upbeat songs after the really
more
hype
emotional
ones.
songs,
Yeah.
the more poignant songs.
Yeah. After the hype ones, because it's it goes up and down emotionally, and I really liked it. Like, it's a lot more interesting to listen to than some albums that are just like one mood all the way through. In a way.
Now thinking about it, this is like actually like such a big brain move to structure like an album like this, because like it makes it pretty easy to listen to the whole thing, because you always
it's always something new.
have time to
It's always
rest
a palate cleanser.
after dancing in the kitchen for one
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if we want to get a little bit more poetic, this album has always been a big city track for me. It's always been really, really great for just walking around and looking at the people and
yeah.
digging in the city mood. And I always feel like the city is a big mix of exciting, fun things and then emotional, like introspection and looking at all the buildings and thinking about life. And this album is just perfect for that, and it hits on both fronts pretty well.
Yeah.
It's like a great representation of a day walking around in the city at night.
Yeah, because I guess in life there's always like ups and downs, and it's represented in the album as well. So
Clazziquai has a lot of that. Every one of their albums has like pretty sad love songs, but also pretty fun fiesta songs.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Dude.
funny how you're Spanish and you like just say fiesta.
Well, one of their songs is called Fiesta, and I really like that song. And it's like a salsa song.
one other thing I wanted to say is the way they use samples. I mean, it's like
Oh yeah.
they use like all the instruments in a very creative way, just trying to make it sound funny sometimes. But I really like this how they just put like sometimes random samples somewhere. Like I don't remember which track it was, but at some point someone just said disco, 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 disco in the
Oh,
background.
It's a futuristic.
It's a futuristic.
Yeah, my
yeah.
favorite. That's
Disco,
my favorite song.
disco, 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 disco. It's that sample. I know it.
It has a lot of very cool. They have a lot of really cool like background pads and sweeps and effects.
I love in Come to Me how you have like different people having conversations in the background.
Yeah.
You have girls sort of like giggling, like going ha 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 ha. And
Yeah.
then when the chorus is gonna come and it does like the the girl goes like, "Hey, come with me." Just as the happens, and then they go into the chorus, and it's just really fun. It adds to that urban feeling of being in a crowd of people having fun.
On Playgirl when they go wah wah wah.
On Playgirl when they go wah wah. That song has a wah wah guitar, and they just have
Most of
samples
them
of a
do.
guy going wah wah.
What else did I write down? Playgirl was also very K-pop, in my opinion.
Yeah, the layering of the vocals was very
It
K-pop.
does sound like those like modern-ish K-pop sounds, which was pretty surprising, to be honest.
Something pretty interesting about K-pop in general. I was talking to a Korean friend about this, and she was like, "No, Clazziquai is old school, and we would actually only call that pop because they're not a boy band or a girl band, and those are K-pop." And I was
Wow.
like, but it's pop music from Korea. And she was like, "Yes, and it's pop, but it's not K-pop." And I was like, "Okay, it's
What?
not K-pop." She was just making the argument, and she is Korean, so I do believe her. She was making the argument that only like girl bands and boy bands are considered K-pop, and that this wouldn't be a K-pop band even though it's pop from Korea.
I guess because they're not like produced like
No, yeah, they're pretty indie.
that makes sense actually.
They got their start like on internet forums posting singles, and people just really liked them, and then they got big. That's what I read off Wikipedia. I could be wrong. Please don't quote me.
It's almost like the actual musicians.
Their production is really good, though. They had
It's
a
all
lot
in
of
the DJ.
really cool, like just reversing samples and playing around with that. Or like in Tattoo specifically, they had like 5 different snare samples going on at the same time. It was super cool.
Yeah.
And like one loop, yeah. Or like when in I Will Never Cry, I think it just started out as like a literal trap song, like a trap beat, and then
Yeah.
it introduced like soft chords and stuff and strings and all that, and it became
And
like
then
an
it
anime
become-
OST track.
But like then it becomes like atmospheric, really quick BPM techno, like a Ghost in the Shell song. It's so good. Like
Yeah,
it goes
the
like
breakdown
in
was
the
super
summer,
sick.
in the summer, with the in the background of a really fast early 2000s sci-fi
Also-
song.
Yeah, like Ghost in the Shell. It reminded me
Yeah.
also of Transistor because I've been playing that.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
and Neo Tokyo.
Yeah.
Super sick.
Yeah. So, guys, what was your favorite song and why? In 200 words or less.
Ooh, that's hard. I changed my favorite song during the time we listened to it together. Like 3 times, I think.
Yeah.
But I think...
Yeah, it's like... Yeah.
I guess I'll still go with After Love. But with the extra remix. That is track 11, I think.
Yeah, that's a really good remix.
I just love the mood, and it's kind of... I mean, the whole album is kind of chill in a way. And I just like that.
Except when it isn't.
Except Playgirl, yeah. No, since like there's these since it switches back and forth between those 2 types of songs, overall it feels kind of chill to me, just because it evens out.
It mellows out at the end. It evens out into like this nice middle ground of mellow happiness that I feel most of the time, and that's why I relate a lot to this music.
Come on, at the very end of Cat Bossa, it also ends on blast beats.
It does. It's like this really nice multi-layered vocal bossa nova song with soft guitars talking about how a cat wants to get fed and get pet, and then the last chorus just goes to like.
Yeah, it had like this fucking
over the
heavy
bossa nova melody from earlier, and it just works. And then there's a meow at the end.
Yeah, it had like fucking heavy blast beat, breakbeat samples, and also like anime chant samples at the end. It was super sick. The blast beats were always a highlight. But yeah, I kind of think of this the opposite of Graf, because the album, the most parts I remember are the faster, funkier, heavier ones. Like my favorite track is definitely Futuristic.
It is the most poppy banger of them all. It's like the song that would play on the radio out of all of these, I think. Besides You Never Know.
And Stepping Out and Cat Bossa and My Life.
God, My Life is so silly.
My Life is amazing.
I really like Come to Me. I feel like it's a great middle ground between the 2 genres. It's probably the most moody and smooth of them all, but it has such a happy, upbeat, rhythmic chorus, and it's such an earworm to me. I can never get it out of my head. The whole rhythm going like that'll stay in my head all day, and I'll just be tapping away on my leg or my knee with my fingers. Such a great song, always welcome, and like just listening to the first 3 songs of this album will make your day better, like just one after another. It's so good. And then if you want to mellow out, you listen to the 4th one.
Yeah. Anything else about like your favorite tracks?
I'm okay leaving it here. I've said my piece.
We talked a bit about the last track, Cat Bossa, but I think the opening was also really, really good for setting up expectations for the whole thing.
Oh yeah, the opening to that song is very unique. It's very different.
It had a super sick nylon string guitar. It had an amazing groove. The percussion was also on point. Like there was one part we were asking ourselves what one part of the percussion is, because it sounded like a dog breathing.
No, that was a different song. That was After Love, because it goes into like a smooth Spanishy guitar, rhythm guitar.
I think it was both.
And no, not your Nova Bossa and Cat Bossa are the same song. That's why you're mixing them together. But it was After Love.
You Never Know.
Oh, You Never Know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. You Never Know is the one that has the Spanish guitar during the chorus. It's like, you never know when... Yeah. That's just a strumming technique where you like make a rhythm by hitting your nails against the wood as well as playing the strings.
Like where you scrap it against the part where the plug is supposed to hit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I also had sick bass fills and some cool reverb sound effects.
Yeah. When the bass goes like... Oh
my god, and Come To Me, the second track. The very first thing's like the best bass line ever.
This is what I was talking about earlier. It's got the best bass of every song on the album, I think. Come To Me is so nice.
Yeah.
And you guys know what? The bass just becomes more and more prominent and skillful as the band goes on.
Wow.
It just becomes more and more of a protagonist, and there's some songs later on that are just unbelievable.
Honestly, I'd be down to talk about maybe the last album or something, the most recent one, and then also get more into like the evolution as a band and a bit into the other albums.
Yeah, maybe for a different episode we can do a follow-up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Do you guys have a last piece, or should we wrap it up here and make it a nice little digestible piece of our audio entertainment for our listeners?
Graf, do you have any notes still left? Because just as a heads up, Lemon has known about this band for a long time, and then he showed us a song from the later album, and also Futuristic at SketchyCon. And since then, I've been listening to them a lot. And I think Graf not as much.
No, I started listening to them, I think, 2 days ago, when we decided that we're going to do the first episode about them. And listened to the album like 4 times, 3 times today. And I've been loving it. This is not the kind of music I listen to a lot. But there's some albums that kind of fit into that same like genre, I guess, that I really enjoy. So yeah, it's something I've been getting into lately, and a lot more than before. So yeah, I think I will listen to them in the future.
I'm glad.
This album really won me over, I guess. I really enjoyed it. I danced to it in the kitchen, and yeah, it's a really good album.
It is. It's really good. The second album is pretty good as well. Third album, I like better than first and second, but we'll get there some point. But yeah, thanks for joining me here, guys, and I'll listen to one of your favorite albums next time.
Yeah, next time we're listening to The Glow Part 2 by The Microphones.
Yeah.
The Microphones? Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's an album.
Use those.
It's an album Graf really likes, and I've known about it also for a very long time. And it's very different from this.
It is.
So
yeah, I figured it would be.
I'm really excited to hear your opinion on it, Lemon. Maybe we'll get someone else on too.
Yep.
Yeah. Asha is into like funky music as well, so maybe some episode we could get her on.
We can do one episode just about the Cardcaptor Sakura opening.
Oh my god, yes, we should definitely do it. I was singing that so much this morning. I know all of the words.
Same.
And it has subtitles too. So you can like do karaoke while you watch it. It's great.
High five, man. I sang it last anime karaoke. It was pretty sick.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to the first episode of Sick Jam Sundays. And I guess we'll see you next week.
It's not a weekly thing.
It's not a weekly thing, right?
I mean, we don't know yet. We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
We're gonna see you
this is a
next
trial
episode.
Let's hope you guys enjoy it enough for it to be worth making again, I guess. If not, we'll just hang out and listen to the music anyway, so no skin off our back. See you guys some other time. Bye.
Bye.
Cut.
Guys, we didn't introduce ourselves.
Oh my god. Why bring this up now? Okay, quick, and sync. 3, 2, 1, sync. 3, 2, 1, sync.
Why are we syncing?
Actually,
3, 2, 1,
no,
sync.
no.
Why are we syncing again?
Okay, we can do the sync and the intro, and then I'll edit it in.
No.
So you go 3, 2, 1. I'm Lemon. 3, 2, 1. I'm Graf.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. I'm Lemon. 3, 2, 1. I'm Graf. 3, 2, 1. I'm Alex. Okay. See ya, everybody. I'm gonna stop the recording now.
Did you know? I'm Lemon.
Did you know? Did you know?
Did you know Instant Pick was the first album by Clazziquai Project? Did you know Instant Pick was localized in the West?
Did you know? Okay, I'm gonna
Wait,
turn off the recording.
Did we have to end sync for a specific reason?
No.
Okay, good. I'm recording.
Okay, I'm recording. What are we gonna call this show?
We don't know.
Yeah.
This sketchy turntable. Go.
Yeah, sounds good. Whatever.
Okay. Yeah, whatever.
Sketchy Turntable Tuesdays, and we release on Tuesday.
Turntable Tuesdays.
Turntable Tuesday.
That's a good idea. Let's do that.
But we only release some Tuesdays, not every Tuesday.
I'm down.
Dude, Turntable Tuesday exists already.
Honestly, it could also be... Does it?
Is it? Let me look it up.
It's a Facebook page.
I don't give a fuck.
It's not a very big...
It's
Facebook.
Asheville Music Guide. They have Turntable Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Support your
Damn
local
it.
music scene. How about...
Is it like a... It's a radio show.
Yeah.
Fuck.
We can't copy that. We can't do Turntable Thursdays.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
But we release the actual podcast on Thursdays.
Vinyl Wednesday.
How about just like Turntable Monday?
No.
Hey, Music Monday.
Oh.
No, that
That's
sounds
gotta
bad.
exist.
What? I was... Okay.
I'm not a fan.
Musical Monday.
Think-
No, that sounds like we're discussing musicals.
Vinyl Wednesdays. No.
Vinyl Wednesdays.
Blast Beat Saturdays.
Sick,
Blast Beat Brothers.
sick jam Sundays.
Dude, let's actually go with that.
What? With
What?
which one?
Sick Jam Sundays. 0 Google results. Fuck yeah.
Whatever. Let's call it that.
0 Google results. This is staying in the episode, right?
Yeah, it is staying in the episode.
This episode is going to be whatever, and I love it.
All right,
This
let's
is-
sync.
This can be in the outtake.
Let's sync. Let's sync. 1, 2, 3,
the-
sync. 1,
The
2,
sick gem
3,
sync.
sync. 1, 2, 3, sync. Why
Sick
would you
gem
do
sync.
that? No.
All right.
All right.
All right.